Hey there, true crime friends. I was not going to record a video. I had promised myself I was going to take the day off. I had some family obligations. I was doing other things. I was not going to record a video, but I did decide just to peek in and check out and see what's going on in my true crime cases. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a couple of things. I have my glasses on. I almost never wear my glasses. Okay. I don't believe in psychics, right? I'm not a psychic girl. I don't want to know the future. I want it all to be a surprise. Just let me find out when the rest of the world finds out. You don't have to tell me nothing, psychics, nothing at all. But this psychic, Reverend Donna Serafina Donna, she's all over the YouTubes with her Vallow Daybell predictions. Here's the reason why this woman is really super interesting to me. 3 years ago, when the kids were missing, she was like, Tylee is coming through and she's telling me what happened to her. And I was like, okay. Well, in truth, I didn't see it 3 years ago. I just saw it a couple of weeks ago. But the things that this woman said happened, I was like, that sounds crazy. And then one by one, everything this woman spoke about 3 years ago, 6 full months before the kids were found, point by point has come out exactly. So now I'm paying attention to this woman, even though, number one, I suspect she might be an alien. If you've seen her, you know what I'm talking about. It's not the way she looks. It's just sort of the way she carries herself, the way she moves through the world. She's a teensy bit strange. I am a teensy bit strange too, maybe more than a teensy bit strange. I am all about the strangeness. Give me all your strange. But this woman, for real, I think she might be from a planet none of us have ever heard of. Anyway, so apparently multiple members of her family have been murdered. I don't know the backstory. Not even sure I want to know the backstory, including this woman's daughter has been murdered. And so the woman was like, Serafina, whatever her name is, the psychic. She was like, I was meditating and I was praying one day. And then my daughter came to me and I was like, oh, hey, girl, how you doing? And her daughter was like, Mom, I brought this girl that I met over here in heaven on the other side. I don't know where they are. I brought this girl and she wants to tell you something about her mother. And apparently Tylee was really pissed off. And Tylee was like, let me tell you what my mother did to me. And blah, 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 blah. And Tylee was really super mad about it. And so Serafina was like, okay, calm down. I will listen to what you say. So the psychic medium listened to Tylee and was like, wait, but who's that dude with you? Wait, that's your stepfather? Wait, is that your mother's boyfriend? Wait, and now your uncle is also there? She had all this bizarre information. If you haven't heard it already, go look for Reverend Serafina's psychic reading with Tylee. She didn't know who anybody was. She didn't know who JJ was, but she described everything as it happened 6 months before we even knew these kids were dead. It's wild. Anyway, so Reverend Serafina is out with a new reading. And I'm like, okay, what's she reading now? Right now, she's saying Tylee has a message for all of us. And I was like, Reverend Serafina, now I think you're just saying things to make money. Am I listening to them? Oh, yeah, I'm listening. I can't listen fast enough. I want to hear everything she has to say. So this is the message that Tylee has for all of us. Number one, no punishment is bad enough for her mother to make up for what she did, because her mother killed her in a horrible way. She's really, really, really angry with her mom. And she's a grown woman now. She wants us all to know that she is a grown woman now. Do you continue to age when you die? This is what I need to know. Reverend Serafina, if you see this girl, call me. Do you continue to age? Do you get gray hair? Do you need to go on a diet? I need to know all the parameters so that I can prepare. Obviously, I can't pack and bring anything, but how does all of this work? And there's people in life I don't want to run into. What if I run into them on the other side? I do not need that in my life. Do you get reincarnated? Can you come back as the same person? Can you come back as a different person? What happens? Can you please just tell us everything? Okay, so the whole Tylee reading, it's only a 4-minute. This most recent, I'm a grown woman and my mother is terrible and I'm really pissed off. What happens when a spirit gets mad? Do they haunt you? Do they make the lights flash in your house? I don't know what happens. Years ago, My neighbor, this is terrible, trigger warning for like murder, but this entire channel was a trigger warning for murder. Years ago, my neighbor killed his entire family. It was terrible. When I lived in a bad neighborhood, never knew anybody who got killed. Got myself together, moved into a beautiful neighborhood in Queens, domestic dispute, my neighbor killed his whole family. It was horrible. After that happened, with a gun, like he just shot them all. It was awful. And I was like, is this building haunted now? I wonder if this building is haunted. So this guy lived across the hall from me. There was a light fixture in the ceiling between our apartments. And so the night of the murders, the light went out. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And so the next day the super came and he put a different bulb. And then 2 days later, the light went out again. And he was like, oh, there must be something wrong. And so he changed out something else. And then a few days later, the light went out again. So he took the whole fixture down and changed out the whole fixture, assuming that it was a short. A couple days after that, the entire fixture fell and crashed on the floor and broke into a million pieces. What was that spirit trying to tell us? The spirit didn't like light? They just was trying to say, hey, I'm here. Listen, anytime I blew a fuse in that apartment, I was like, oh, the ghosts are here. It totally freaked me out. Honestly, that's the reason that I got pregnant. I was so devastated that like this thing had happened and the building was now clearly haunted that this friend of mine came over to comfort me. And well, he was comforting. And 25 years later, we have a bright and beautiful boy together. Y'all did not need to know all of that about me because we are here to talk about true crime. Anyway, the other true crime thing that's out there, also Vallow Daybell related, Hidden True Crime Podcast has a recording out of her singing karaoke. And I was like, wonder what it sounds like when crazy people sing karaoke. She sang Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah with like alternate lyrics. It's nice. I mean, like, not all of it, but like, she's a little pitchy and it's going to be a no for me, dog, and all of that. But it's not as bad as you would think. I was like, oh, she has a nice voice. She was an attractive woman. She seemed to love her family. Too bad she was evil and crazy. And so now I'm thinking in my mind, like, people who were this evil and this crazy, I feel like you should be able to tell. Have you seen Alex Cox's pictures? He looks evil and crazy in his pictures. Like, the crazy, it penetrates. With Lori, at first glance, the evil and crazy is not readily available. So now I'm looking at people like, you look like a nice, decent person, but are you evil and crazy? Currently, anytime anything happens, I just assume that it was a murder. Like, at work, my boss was like, oh, Mr. So-and-so died. Like a guy who used to like come into where I work. They're like, oh, Mr. So-and-so died. We were on a Zoom call when this happened. And I was just like, oh, who killed him? You should have seen the looks of my coworkers' faces. Everybody's eyes got big as saucers. And she was like, he was 80 years old and he died peacefully in his sleep. And what I did not say but thought in my head was, oh, poison. Because really, like, if you're a true crime fan, listen, anytime anything happens, I'm like, oh, well, that was clearly a murder. Oh, I hope they investigating that. Did somebody call the FBI? Yes, I know your 103-year-old mother died peacefully in her sleep, but maybe somebody put a pillow over her face. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying it's a possibility and maybe we should investigate. All of that to say, I have a suspicious mind. I think that true crime may have ruined me or made me smarter, made me more cautious, made me wiser. Now watch it be my luck. I just stumble and fall down the stairs and crack my head open and it's not an accident at all. Or is it? Did the dogs do it? Just so you know, it's never the dog's fault. No matter what happened, it's never the dog's fault. So if somebody says, I fell down the stairs and cracked my head wide open, call the FBI. I'm just saying. If I die peacefully in my sleep, call the FBI. I just want anything that happens to me to be fully investigated. And if something happens to you, oh, I will make sure it is fully investigated. Oh, I'm going to use all my best resources. I should get a home DNA kit. Okay. I wonder if Amazon has that. I'm going to go look on Amazon and see what crime fighting materials they may have. Maybe they could bundle it all together and then I could just get a package. That would be really nice. I think they do bundles. If not there, then Etsy. Etsy would definitely have something like that. Okay, y'all have a good night and you stay safe out there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.